Hey everyone, I hope you guys like the new setup. I could actually do two different videos going on at the same time. Um, Good news, I just came back from Comic Con New York City 2012, was there for Friday. And I have to say, not exactly a big fan of the show, but I am a big fan of a few things that were at the show. I'm not really big into that whole comic book scene thing. I mean, it's pretty fun. You do see a lot of people dressing up in cosplay, and yeah, there were quite a lot of people there. I've seen enough Harley Quinn impersonators than I would ever need to see in my entire life. But Nintendo was there, and Nintendo had their entire launch lineup there playable at the show. So, you see the controller, as well as a demo reel showing exactly some games. Now, I did get a chance to play a great majority of them. I did not get a chance to play The Wonderful 101. I didn't get a chance to play with Pikmin 3, which I'm a little pissed off. I wish I had the opportunity to, but the line was very long. I did play Zombie U. I did play Metroid Blast from Nintendo Land, the Luigi's Ghost Mansion from Nintendo Land. I played the one where you shoot the stars. It has some weird Japanese name. I can't remember it off the top of my head. As well as the Donkey Kong Crash Course. I played Game & Wario. I played the new Super Mario Bros. U, where there was one dickhead who decided, well, I'm going to keep on placing the blocks as you're jumping, so that way you hit into the block and fall to your death. So one thing we did learn at this game show is that if you're going to have a bunch of friends over to play, be prepared to be pissed off at that one guy who's going to constantly put the blocks in the worst possible places to screw you up. So, yeah. I also got a chance to play Tekken Tag Tournament 2, Wii U Edition. I also got to play Tank. Now, I didn't get a chance to play any FIFA Soccer or Rayman Legends or the new Black Ops 2 for the Wii U, which I have pre-ordered. I pre-ordered Black Ops 2 for the Wii U, as well as the new Super Mario Bros. U. I know Nintendo Land comes with the Deluxe Edition, which I already also pre-ordered. My first impressions. When I first saw the tablet, let me just tell you, your impression will probably be the same as mine. The tablet looks far bigger on videos. It's actually much smaller than you would think. The screen isn't that much bigger than, I would say, like a Galaxy Note phone. That's really the size of the screen. It's really small, but it's actually very crisp. That was one thing I was actually concerned with, is how what is the pixel density of the screen? What is the color reproduction on the screen? Because you do have shit screens and you have reasonable screens. I have to tell you, it's actually a very good high quality screen. It's no iPhone 5, you know, it's not going to be that detailed, but it's actually a very reasonable screen. Now, the controller is extremely light. I was expecting it to be much heavier than it was, as well as it's actually extremely comfortable. The whole bottom of it is contoured to your hand, so it is the most comfortable controller I have ever used. Yes, I've used Xbox 360 controllers, PS3, GameCube. They all fail in comparison to this thing. This thing is extremely comfortable to use. The joysticks. The joysticks are actually, I would say, comparable to a 360 and PS3 controller. I did find them a little bit harder to push in than I wanted. Maybe as you use it, it will break in, but when you're playing first-person shooters and you have one where you're going to use the knife or one to run, it does wear on you and does affect your performance when you're not able to click it in as fast. The triggers, a little mixed on it. Now, it's basically like an Xbox 360, where the L and R buttons are like the bumpers on the Xbox 360 controller. The way they designed the bottom, your fingers are basically resting on the bottom like the Xbox 360 controller. The problem is the distance between the L and R buttons and the triggers, as you can see in the back there, is actually a little too far, in my opinion. I guess maybe some of you guys will say it's not too bad, but I do find that you really have to reach for the buttons on top. You would try to rest your middle finger on the ZL and ZR buttons, so that way you can reach them. Maybe we'll all get used to it when it's out there. I also got a chance to play with the Wii U Pro controller. It is exactly like an Xbox 360 controller, just with buttons flipped. It felt like I was using an Xbox 360 controller. Now, it's a little awkward having both analog sticks on the top. I mean, like with the PlayStation 3, you're used to it being on the bottom, or the Xbox 360, you're used to one being on top, one being on the bottom. But you get used to it really fast. I was playing Zombie U with that particular controller, and I have to say, it's very nice. Very lightweight, has a rechargeable battery built into it, so we're not, pulling a Microsoft and forcing everybody to have AA batteries to dispose of. So I have to say, that's actually a move in the right direction for Nintendo. I mean, I seriously, I go through these stupid batteries all the time, which I can't find them at the moment. But I have any loops, and it's always a pain in the ass where you're in the middle of the game and you have to constantly swap out batteries. They're pulling a Sony where you could just plug in the controller, plug it into the front of the console, it charges while you're playing, which is excellent. I will definitely pick up a Pro controller for games such as Black Ops 2 and some other games. So, overall impressions, I really like the system, and after playing with it, I like it even more. I did want the system since they announced it, because it is, I've never really been that disappointed with Nintendo. The Wii I was disappointed with because of the lack of third-party support. I did enjoy a lot of the first-party titles that Nintendo released for the system. I pretty much have almost all of them, minus a few party games that they released and Galaxy 2. But I love them. It's one of those things where everyone always bashes Nintendo, saying, well, they always use the same IPs. That's not really a problem, because I enjoy it every time. I always look forward to the next Mario Kart. I always look forward to the next Smash Brothers. It's that thing where that's why we love Nintendo consoles so much, is that we know that every generation we're gonna get a new version of them, and to see everything in high definition for the first time is excellent. I mean, I really can't wait to see a Mario Kart on the Wii U. I mean, I can only imagine what it's going to look like, and I think that they really nailed it with that controller. I mean, it looks funky when you first see it, but when you hold it in your hand, you're like, wow, like you know that this is built for gaming. It doesn't feel like an iPad or something in your hand. And I really do think Nintendo hit the nail on the head with this one. I think the price is extremely reasonable for what you're getting. I do not agree with the $60 per game price tag that they basically started doing. They joined the whole thing of, well, you want a first party title, you're paying $60 for it. I really do not agree with that at all. But overall, very satisfied with that console. Now, the Wii U is much bigger than the Wii. It's much longer, so I would say off of this, it's probably up to here. And when you see it, it looks like a modern version of this. It's actually very hard to confuse this for a Wii U, because it's not a blocky design like this. Everything is rounded off. And it looks really nice, actually, in person. Plus, there's this giant power button on the front. It really does look good. So I'm very curious to hear how quiet the system is. Unfortunately, when you're at a trade show, you're not going to hear the system. Yes, in my videos you can see the system was clearly on the table, bolted in so no one could steal it, but you're not going to be able to hear it. So I'm curious as to how quiet the machine will be. Is it going to be like the Wii, where you can barely tell that the friggin' thing is on? I don't know. But yeah, I really am looking forward to this, and I think it was a very smart play for Nintendo to say, okay, every little accessory you bought for the Wii will work on the Wii U. It is a shame that there's no longer, GameCube backwards compatibility, but you know what? It's been long enough. I don't really hate Nintendo for doing it. I mean, it's not like with Sony. Sony really did fuck people over. You know, there's no excuse. There's no reason why this system shouldn't have backwards compatibility. Yes, it's a Slim. No, I didn't buy it. I didn't even trade in my original 60. As you can see, it's still back there. This is my brother's. And, you know, to be honest, I like the Slim because it's dead silent. You don't hear this thing when you're playing games, which is what I want my 60 to be. But unfortunately, no backwards compatibility, which makes this thing a piece of shit. But, yeah, besides that point, I really am looking forward to the Wii U, and I think that you guys should also give it a shot. Don't knock it till you try it, is what I'm going to have to say for this one as well. I also did get a Wii U hat. Yes, I'm like, wait, that's upside down. A Wii U hat. They were giving these out after you played a demo. They gave you a ticket, and you just give them the ticket and they give you a hat. So, yes, I'm part of the Wii U camp. This reminds me of El Presador. He used to wear like a ski hat and be like, you know, the Trey Brotherhood is like the most awesome thing in the world, and you little Xbox 360 fanboys suck. You know, look, we ain't gonna have any of that shit here. I am a fan of Nintendo, and I always will be, because they haven't completely disappointed me. But the Wii, I wasn't too thrilled with. I mean, it was an excellent system. It just never had the support it deserved. So it's really nice seeing that this console is going to have better graphics than the PS3 and 360. Is going to be, you know, a reasonable price point where it's being launched at. It's still cheaper than the PS3 at launch, you know, so yeah, that's really saying something. So yeah, I will be making a lot more videos on Wii U. I will be making a video showing an unboxing when I get the system in. I am expected to get it the day after it's launched because of no post on Sundays, which is retarded. But at least I'm not waiting out in the cold for the thing. I did get the deluxe. Unfortunately, it comes in black. I wanted the white one. I really think they should have given you the option of what color you wanted for the deluxe model. But yeah, definitely be doing that. I'll be making a lot of videos showing off, you know, the system menus, which they still haven't shown off. I'm really curious as to how easy it is to navigate. Now, some of the videos you may have seen out there showing like cover art scrolling across the screen, that's not the Wii U menu. That actually is a custom demo unit UI for like Nintendo World and a bunch of other stores. So don't think that's going to be the UI. There's still nothing on the online, which if you watch my Tekken video, my good friend Kevin made a mistake on there, accidentally went to the main menu, and we got to see the entire list of all the options, and online is one of the options. So chances are the online is going to be available at launch, but again, we don't know much about it at all, and I think Nintendo still really needs to explain themselves. So what do you guys think about the Wii U? Please drop a comment below. I've already gotten a few like dumb comments on my other videos. But look, then the Wii U is a great system. I played it. You know, I think it's great, except for that fucking game that's being shown there. So yeah, give it a shot, guys. Take care. Look out for future videos.